Welcome, AD2L Dota fans. We're here tonight, week 4 of the Voyager / Explorer League. Tonight we have the Slugcats versus the Mittenses.
If anyone can draw Slugcats, you win the prize.
I actually have on the splash screen right now, you won't see it, but I have an generated image of cat mittens things.
Yeah, I've seen that image. It doesn't really look like Slugcats, but it is cat mittens.
It is cat mittens. Let me transition this screen over to the Dota. It looks like Mittens is just won. I'm sorry, Slugcats just won the coin toss and picked first pick. So we have.
Yeah.
This is how it went last time.
Yeah, and they're going to end up being dire.
Slugcats choose first pick. Oh wait, hold on. Okay, yeah. So I'm sorry. They chose first priority. Ha ha ha. Which means they do first pick. Mittenses choose Radiant.
Yep, that's how it ends up working out every time. I don't know. So I think second pick is really good if you have a strong mid that knows how to counter his lane, or a strong like pause one or whatever. And then first pick is really good if you have a strong support that has a narrow hero pool.
Or especially if there's those hotly contested pause 4s or pause 5s.
Meta heroes that are just dominating right now.
Yeah, I was taking a look at the patch, and a lot of those meta heroes, Techies, Spirit Breaker, they got some minor buffs. I'm sorry, minor. What's the opposite of buff?
Nerfs. You were saying that backwards earlier too, and I was like,
"Jeez,
that sounds like not a good thing that you're saying. It doesn't sound like a buff."
Listen to the tone of my voice. They got buffs, and it was sad. So you can tell that I made the mistake.
All right, what kind of bans we got?
So Mittens is coming out with an Oracle ban. We see lots of JJ Knock doing that. Roxy also plays Oracle, and both of them do a pretty fantastic job with their saves.
And they do have Roxy this week, whereas last week they had a what's the word for fill-in?
Sub. Yep.
Sub, that's the word. See, I can do bad words too.
Roxy's back in. Mittens is subbing out. I think they're mid for a support player, so interesting to see how Mittenses will shuffle around their lineup. Other bands we see Techies on the part of Mittenses, and a Willow and Windrunner.
Ooh, Windrunner that's an interesting first phase ban.
So our first pick on the part of Slugcats. I'm narrating this for the benefit of.
You're not supposed to tell them this. Yeah, I can't see the screen, y'all.
for the benefit of Suk, who is on audio only at the moment, to help me with my analysis and keep this entertaining and avoid dead air.
Yeah, and the draft is the hardest part to cast. This is like, and we're waiting for their next pick. And
if I would have done homework, I might know who they might pick.
Yeah, I mean, I like to see the team take shape and what they're picking up and whether they're protecting anyone and like who's going to feel left out. So what was you say the first pick was?
First pick, Spirit Breaker for Slugcats.
Okay, yeah, that's one of those contested heroes. Techies and Spirit Breaker were the two that we were talking about.
Yeah, and I've definitely seen JJ handle his Spirit Breaker to, I think, as a real clutch player for Slugcats, doing the Spirit Breaker things. Starting the fights and making the ganks.
And here's going to be my reason why I think JJ Knock does so well on Spirit Breaker. He has really good incentive to change lanes, not just sit in his own lane trying to fish hooks. Don't mind me. Because Tyler likes, or JJ Knock likes it when a lane's going well to hang out on that lane. Whereas Spirit Breaker, his incentive is to always change lanes. Right?
Yeah.
You rarely touch the lane.
I love playing me some pause 4 Spirit Breaker, but those first 2 levels, I really struggle on knowing what to do. So maybe I'll pay extra attention to how Spirit Breaker starts the game.
and when his first charge into another lane is
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
So our first two picks from the Mittenses are Underlord and Medusa.
Ooh, two very stable heroes. I like Underlord plus Medusa because Underlord brings the auras and keeps the fight near the Medusa, whilst Medusa just says pew pew. It's not really much catch or chase though.
Yeah, so
Neither of them
they'll have
care
to
about
put
getting
those
counter.
on their supports for sure. I I hesitate to pick Medusa here, but I feel like Slugcats picked it here last week and was able to do. Oh, you know what? They picked it where they had the two
Really?
bands afterwards.
Yeah, but yeah, right here. Usually you pick it at 8, right, instead of at 6 or 7. You,
Yeah.
you pick it and then immediately ban out the counters. But I don't know that Slugcats is going to play into the counter because they don't have the Ursas, they don't have the anti mages, they don't
Wh-
have.
Well,
Go
guess
ahead.
who they picked, or maybe I should say because you already guessed. They picked Animage.
Okay. Anti-mage. Okay. I was going to say of those two, I think they're more likely to play.
Animage is
I mean,
definitely the great counter for Medusa. I don't know that it is one of the strongest heroes for Rusk, but if it's cool, it's a great pick.
yeah, I mean, if you have you either have to be a great player on a bad matchup or a decent player on a decent matchup, right? The combination thereof is what makes whether you're successful.
Yeah,
Like even the best player in a terrible matchup is still not going to shine too high.
and those very comfortable heroes, even in a bad matchup. You know, if you've played hundreds and hundreds of pubs on your hero, then you know those good and bad matchups and how to adjust your
And you
game.
know your limits on those matchups too. You're like, well, I know I can't.
Yes.
Like, you know how to adjust to the bad matchup. Yeah, that's why. I mean, I don't remember who it was on the pro scene. It was like, hey, if you're not gold on a hero, you can't play it, right? Was it? So he was telling that to Seb. That's why Seb played Wind Ranger like for 6 games in a row.
So he could get gold, or because he it was
No,
his.
because that was his only gold hero for as a pause 4 or something. There was so much. Like if you watch, there was a documentary about it, about how his team was so grunchy at Seb and blaming Seb for the like because they went to lower brackets and then I don't remember what major it was. They either won the major or either way, they were all blaming Seb because he was the stand-in and because he had a really crappy hero pool and because they were putting limitations on him. Like you can't play a hero unless you have gold Dota buff on him, right? So because if you haven't played a hero that much, then you obviously don't know him well enough or some crap like that. It was the the old guard versus new guard
Sure.
kind of storyline. It was fun. I'll have to find that video and share it with you.
So let me throw you
Because you got to see it.
some of these bands here. Mittens
Mhm.
is his band Sniper, Nyx, and Arc Warden. Slugcats have banned Bloodseeker, Bounty Hunter, and Pango.
Uh, Hunter, I mean, Bloodseekers that just protect the anti-mage. Pango is just disruptive, I guess. Let's see. There's not really anything that Spirit Breaker needs protected.
Yeah, in fact, Spirit Breaker he's got the BKB piercing. I don't know that you want to hit a Spirit Breaker ult on a rolling Pango, but the option is there.
I actually think Pango will hit you whilst you're doing it. You have to be BKB yourself to cast your ult on the roly boly.
Yeah, you can reposition the rolly guy, but
No, I think your ult gets canceled
oh
by the roly ball.
because as you draw near, you get hit.
Yeah, because when you teleport behind them before your bash lands, he bashes you.
Okay, so unless you're a BKB carrier, Spirit Breaker absolutely doesn't want to do that.
Yeah, that's my experience with it.
Mittenses has picked up Ricky. Slugcats responding with Rubik.
It's weird. They banned out the Nyx and they pick up the Ricky. So for some reason, both teams thought a good stealth hero was in order versus a Medusa and Underlord. Like that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, this is interesting. Now, Animage, some good pickups against Animage. You want silences or catches things that lock him down before he can blink away.
Lock him down long enough that he can't blink away afterwards, or someone that can chase him afterwards. So, um, like
Ricky's got
someone
the
that
blink
wants,
chase. Underlord's got the short route, which would help.
yeah, under the enemy just run away from Overwatch fairly well. Would you
So
say
that's
the
what I
other
would
pickup
think.
was for
Rubik.
Mittenses?
The Mittenses picked up Ricky. Slugcats picked up Rubik, and now they've picked up Sand King, and we're waiting for the next pick from Mittenses.
Yeah. So the Ricky's on the side of the Medusa.
Yeah.
Because if Spearbreaker charges someone, there's a Ricky hiding.
Legion
Surprise.
Commander. There's a great pickup against Anti-Mage.
Yep. That long, you want a long duration taunt or a long duration. Yeah, I would have gone Axe. Axe or Legion are both really good against it.
Yeah. Even if Anti-Mage has his spell shield up, can Legion cast Duel? Because I know
Yep.
Legion's Duel doesn't care about Lotus.
Yeah. I mean, it's the same kind of thing. Um, there's no. I mean, I'm pretty sure Duel is BKB piercing too, right?
Yes.
Is it not?
Yes, it is.
Problem is, you have to keep eyes on any mage, and you have to. Is good for because that's a positive for Ricky, right? Because now we have Legion,
Yeah.
Medusa, and Underlord.
All the cores are picked up.
Yeah. So for that lineup, I want some sort of spellcaster. The problem is, you want someone that's safe from being charged by the boulder.
I mean, they've between Rubik, Sand King, and Spirit Breaker. There's quite a few people who can disrupt the duel.
But the duel's not there to have Legion do damage. The duel's there to hold them still for the Medusa to kill them, or whatever your last pick is. And your last pick, so because you duel, and then Ricky's there to smoke screen and like if there's anyone nearby, smoke them, and then DPS down the duel target. Or you're gonna need some sort of like long range support, not like an AA, but maybe an AA. Is AA banned out?
They just did the AA ban, yeah.
Yeah, someone to throw their ult into the duel from a safe distance. So like a Chikiro. Under the Underlords, you got an Underlord and a Legion. Is Chikiro banned out?
No, that's right. I was playing that combo with Vit a couple days ago, and that was a lot of fun. Maybe a week or two ago.
Yeah, and that Jakiro would be a great filler because Jakiro, yes, he's kind of slow and vulnerable in the backline, but he's tanky enough that if he gets charged, it's not the end of the world. He can, depending on how he itemizes, he can either ice path walk away, or he can just be tanky enough to survive it, or just hang out with your friends. So
yeah, a little bit of.
That'd be very.
They
Go
went
ahead.
for Phoenix.
Phoenix, huh?
So he can, cast in a little bit of extra damage or follow up the duel so that the egg bursts right as duel finishes.
No, that's too much required. That's going to get disrupted too much by the Rubiks and the bulldozed man. I can't think of his name. Yep.
I could not remember his name in the cast last week. I could only call him Space Cow.
That's only fair play because I think I made fun of you a little about that, so now it's happening to me.
Monkey King
Right,
is
so
the other pickup for Slugcats. So there's a
Which one?
Slugcats picked up Monkey King. I thought Mittenses had last pick, so they picked up. We must have picked up Monkey King before Phoenix. So Monkey King's quite the egg hitter, and between Monkey King and Anti-Mage, so long as both of them aren't dueled, which.
All right, so Phoenix has the nice thing going on that he can hang out really far back and still cast spells by diving in, casting some spells, and going back to a safe distance. But I don't know that he brings enough to the table because it doesn't really help Medusa. You're not going to get mana boots on a Phoenix. Usually you want a support that gives mana to an Underlord and a Medusa because they're both mana hungry.
Yeah, I see that Underlord picking up Greaves.
Yeah, but I mean, Medusa still wants... Because Underlord needs something in lane. So I mean, I guess it's a pause 4 Ricky and a pause 5 Phoenix.
That's my guess.
Maybe they're planning on getting a Soul Ring on the Underlord early, and then he goes to Greaves, and the Phoenix can heal him up in the lane. Maybe that's how it's going to work out. But Phoenix can rarely spend resources on his teammates because he's spending so much on himself because he has to use his life to cast a spell.
Yeah. Well, interesting. We'll see how this goes. I didn't even see who.
No hats. Sorry.
Oh, I was trying to decide where Muffins, Joey Muffins, was going to go for the Mittenses.
The sub in. Yeah.
Yeah. So Mercury Wizard. Oh, he must have a different name. Wizards. Okay, so he's playing Phoenix.
Okay. Yep, that's unfortunate because the sub in is on the hero that I think is in the weakest position in the draft. And what's Slug's final lineup?
Slugcats final lineup. We've got Animage, Monkey King, Spirit Breaker, Rubik, Sand King.
So Rubik is going to get destroyed.
Oh, that's pause 3 Sand King with Vitruvius. Interesting.
They don't have anyone to really go in first. They're relying on Spirit Breaker to go in first.
Yeah.
And then everyone else is jumping in second. I feel like that Slugcats is going to hesitate on initiations because no one's going to want to initiate on an Underlord or Medusa late game. And that's just going to leave them kind of vulnerable, hiding in the bushes and the back lines for this Legion to say, "On God!" So, it'll be interesting to see how that shakes up.
Yeah.
Too bad I won't be here for it.
All right, well, thanks for joining me for the draft. You're missing a bloodbath before the horn. We had both teams meet, 5 versus 5. 3 heroes have gone down for Slugcats, 1 for Salt. What are they called? Mittenses. And it looks like a 4th hero, Slugcats, Sand King just blinks away. Are they going to catch him? He is doing his little scorpion wiggle. Oh, if he gets rooted, I think he will be safe. Oh, one more root. Nah, he's still fine.
That's quite the bloodbath before the horn.
I know. He does die. Oh my goodness. They dedicated Medusa and Underlord and Phoenix all chasing him down, and the snake ended up killing him.
Yeah, that snake level 1 is... I honestly think Medusa's snake is way too strong. It needs to be tuned down in the first levels. Like, I would be fine with being a little stronger at ranks 3 and 4, but ranks 1 and 2 are just decimate you in lane.
Oh, it hurts so bad. Monkey King facing off against this Medusa in the mid lane, which means the core here. This is Underlord in the safe lane. Legion in the off lane.
That's crazy. I'll have to watch my cat later. Good luck, y'all.
All right, take care. Was Sook joining me for the introductions and drafting. And we're already off to a huge, interesting start. Both teams meeting in that top jungle there with a huge bloodbath. Mittens is picking up 4 kills. This level 1 mana break hurts so bad if Animage gets a couple of hits on you. Oh, these guys! They time their Praise the Moon, and they'll do it over and over again. They'll do it all game long, too. I have subbed in with them, and it is hilarious until it is not anymore, in which case it is extremely hilarious and frustrating. Frustrating, that's not the right word. Annoying, I suppose, at the same time. So expect, if there is one thing you can expect out of this game, it is a lot of Praise the Moon of Mene. Mid lane here, we see Monkey King up on this Medusa just a little bit. AD2L Dota fans, we're here tonight, week 4 of the Voyager / Explorer League. Tonight we have the Slugcats And in the off lane, we see this Underlord. How does Underlord play an off lane? Does he just... he does not have Firestorm, so he is not planning on firestorming the lane and pushing it. And versus our Rusk Daddy, they're about even. He's alone. They take advantage of this Underlord being alone while Phoenix goes off. They get a double stun on him, take a lot of damage on him as he goes under the tower. Meanwhile, taking out a lot of this lane before it hits just under tower. This Rubik, a great way to do this damage, follow up on the damage from the Anti-Mage if he's ever able to catch a couple of hits from his mana break. King here from blue, Legion saying, hey, you try and keep this Ricky off of me. You hit him a couple of times and let's see what we can do. Oh, or maybe just pinging out the fact that their camp was blocked. Anti-Mage doing pretty good. Top of the chart in his last hits, comparable to these mid heroes. And King, even with the Underlord, though all the last hits in this bottom lane very low compared to the last hits here happening by this Anti-Mage. Ricky lifted and hit and fade bolted. He does have more last hits, but this Anti-Mage turns to hit the Legion a little bit, and now both heroes are low. Plenty of mana on this Rubik. He can cast a couple more spells, and he's got a 9 charge stick. So this lane is... These two Radiant heroes here in the top lane need to be careful while they regen up a little bit. It's so hard to harass this Legion commander with 2 points in the lifesteal. I know that's one thing I get frustrated as a pause 5 as I try to harass the Legion commander and she just lifesteals back up. You really got to focus down the support and then Legion commander afterwards, because it's frustrating to dump all your resources into ticking down this Legion commander only to see her go back up. Of course, with Legion commander doesn't care if all her mana gets stolen. She can still do her lifesteal. We were going to watch this Spirit Breaker, see what he does in the first few levels. We missed that. I don't believe he has traveled outside of his lane. In fact, all heroes have appeared to stay in this lane. Again, this double stun on the Underlord. Here at level 4, I don't think there's a lot they can do to him. Yeah, especially when he's slowed by this Phoenix. Super annoying to have to hit while you have that burning on you. What's the burning called? It's the Fire Spirits. So where will JJ charge next? Or in the first place? We'll see. Now, he is level 4. We do have a little bit of face-off here at the Wisdom Rune. Did we see who got it? Oh, it hasn't happened yet. It's 7 minutes is right here. They're fighting for the Wisdom Rune before it starts. Huey Lewis gets it, and with a little help from this Legion, this Rubik's going to get it too. But he TP's out. The smart thing to do, if he'd have walked across the river there, then surely that Legion would have met him on the other side. Nice try, Rubik. Being sneaky, but good noticing on the part of this Ricky to find that Rubik. I missed how they noticed him on the other side. Yeah, you can harass this Legion. She's gonna get low, and then she's gonna get She just takes a little bit of hitting on these creeps, and her health will be just fine. Especially she has this soul ring, which adds 6 strength. We are now to the portion of the game where Medusa wants to take a break in between these creep waves and hit some of these camps. I don't know if they've noticed this Monkey King rotating. This is going to be a dead Phoenix. They're run at him, going to whack him. There's the whack, there's the charge, and nice pickup. Meanwhile, Underlord retreating and hitting some of these camps. We see a tip here top. Oh, Legion went down, followed by Ricky going down. I missed what happened there. So we have good moves on all sides of the map from the Slugcats. Tipping going on, and other voice lines. Medusa here hitting the Ancients in between creep waves. Be coming up to see what's shaking. If he can get... No. Is Legion Commander looking to... Maybe can I cut him off? No, not yet. Legion Commander at level 5.5. Which is a level and a half behind this Anti-Mage. How close are we to Battle Fury? We're at just about the 10-minute mark. We have Battle Fury queued up. Okay, so we're doing okay. And 1,200 in the bank. You see a double damage here on the monkey. Wait to see if anything good comes out of that. Rubik wandering around here mid. Rubik has not a lot of health, but full mana and wards. Scouted though from this observer. Monkey converting this double damage into a double kill. Nice rotation from Devil here. Yeah, this early lead on the Slugcats can really help them capitalize on this late game Dusa, because she just is going to want to farm. She's been pretty much unmolested in this mid lane. I suppose chased out a little bit by the Monkey King, but what does she care? She can split shot stacked Ancients at this point, taking her to the highest in the creep score. How does that convert to net worth? Monkey King fighting with Monkey King for highest net worth. These double kills on the Monkey King certainly helping with his net worth. Meanwhile, Anti-Mage. Oh, duel on the Anti-Mage. Nicely done with the blink smoke from Ricky, followed up by the duel. Not the kind of thing this Anti-Mage wants to happen while he's still trying to farm up this Battle Fury. He's got the broadsword. Claymore is only halfway there. So, sorry, wrong voice line. Didn't mean to cast God Gamer Alert. Sorry, I meant to tilt you in another way. Animage saying, I've got enough of those blink smokes. I don't really want to get dueled again. Mom looks like a bit. I don't think that's the voice line he was looking for either. Roxy has the split shot. I think Roxy was looking for the snake. 4 heroes on on Twisted Web here, getting 2 kills, one from the Animage, one from the Monkey King. They should... I don't know if they'll be able to chase down this Legion. Yeah, they could dive her under tower, but I just don't think that's what they want to do. Deuce is doing just fine, content here, just to split shot all of these camps. Rusk Daddy picking up the Battle Fury recipe first. And just 100 away from this broadsword. Putting Animage probably at about a 15-minute Battle Fury, which is pretty standard on the good side of Animage timing, I believe. Is soliciting a GoFundMe to buy Huey Lewis a new computer. G's are called, and here we unpause. Alright, Slugcats. We need you to just keep moving around the map and finding these kills. Great kill that they had there on this Underlord. Spirit Breaker coming out a little bit ahead. Oh, Monkey King's got this defusal. I missed that. That sure helps. Between the egg and the ultimate on Medusa, this Underlord is saved for the time being. Are we going to charge back in? Charging on the Phoenix with 20 hit points. So many people we could duel here. Catches the monkey who is low. Oh! Saved from Rubik's spells. Still dies, but the duel is not... Everyone dies! We have 2 firestorms happening. All these heroes sitting inside the firestorms and all dying. Losing 2 heroes from the Slugcats and 3 heroes, including the Medusa, for the Mittenses. That is not the death they wanted to happen here. But with the defusal and, well, I guess Animage wasn't there to mana burn. But that defusal on Monkey, that will just wear down this mana shield. Meanwhile, Animage just having the time of his life with this Battle Fury. All of these camps outside the lane just give a sneaky, kind of semi-ratting, take over the map hero like Animage so much space to blink around and use his mobility to keep the lane pushed up while still moderately safely taking these lanes. This Legion commander knows he's got a good way to lock down the Animage, but there's just not enough damage here to take him down, even if it goes down. A lot of action happening here in the middle. We see the Monkey King ult has gone down. Medusa dies again, dying just outside the Monkey King ult. I heard the Medusa ult going off, but it just wasn't enough. Catching this Phoenix outside with the charge and the Spirit Breaker ult. Mittens is really being put on the defensive. So this Monkey King ready to fight early and run around with their team as 4. Not just making space for the Animage, but taking over the game, such that the Animage may not have to come online. We'll see. An excellent smoke. I think they're going down to see if they can find this. Yep. We have Blade Mail here on the Legion. But yeah, we don't care. We are still 2,000 away from Blink on that Legion. And it's just not going to be enough. I did see Vitruvius here with the Sand King pick up a Blink Dagger, which went down on his courier, unfortunately. So another minute and a quarter before Sand King is able to do his Epicenter Blink action. Taking a lot of damage on this bottom tier 2. And I was going to say expertly running away and not getting jumped on. But it looks like Vitruvius is still just hanging around here doing the Sand King thing of sitting in the dust cloud. Dust cloud? Sandstorm cloud. We've got Invisible Hero against Invisible Hero. A little divey here, Monkey King. Sand King goes down. Are we canceling the charge? We cancel the charge on Ricky. Yeah, it was a good idea, guys, but I think maybe pulling back would have been the better answer. They lose Sand King and Monkey King. I mean, the rest of the guys were here in the jungle while you were pushing up forward, but you know, it was just a little bit too disadvantageous pushing these tier 2 towers are pretty tough to take. The top tier tower, I believe, is a little harder, but the bottom tier 2, you really need that advantage. You need to know where the other heroes are before you can commit. Meanwhile, we see a silent Spirit Breaker. He can still bash within. Underlord using his ult to come on in. They're going to catch this Sand King. Does he have Burrow Strike? He can Burrow Strike out until he's dueled! Nice duel on Ares here from Legion Commander. He doesn't need no stinking Blink Dagger, especially if Sand King blinks into him. Sand King finally get his Blink Dagger off his courier. Courier's alive. Oh, I can't see your couriers. Oh, it's because I pushed a button and turned off. Uh-oh. There we go. I pushed my courier button, which is coincidentally the Radiant Fog button. Good to know. But sitting here on your courier, Sand King, somewhere, is your Blink Dagger. Mittens is still trying to push this mid-tier 1 at 20 minutes into the game. It looks like it's finally time for this tower to go. Medusa sitting here with her ultimate, with her Manta. She's got escape options, feeling pretty good here, pushing with her team. Meanwhile, Animage doing his Animage push things, keeping all the pressure off of his lanes and farming. What does he have? It looks like his Manta is on the courier. He's ready to come and clean up in these fights. Chasing this Legion out of the way. I don't know if chasing this Legion's the right idea. There we go. Yeah, hit this guy. Legion escapes, and this Medusa, who TP'd out earlier to relieve this Animage pressure, survives as well. Meanwhile, we're going to be pushing 2 lanes at once. Spirit Breaker drawing a big circle saying, this is where we live now. This is our jungle. These are our tier 2 towers. And with this catapult, they might take both towers. We've got these Manta illusions doing Battle Fury damage. We've got this catapult. We've got a catapult arriving at this tier 2 here. Well, this tier 2 is already dead. It looks like they won't lose both 2 towers, but now we see Medusa being pinged out. We see a charge going on Medusa. Not yet. How about, do we have your Blink Dagger yet? Not quite yet, Legion. We see 1,800 gold. We're still 400 away. 100 away? Yeah. We're grouping up. We're looking for a fight, but they know that Medusa's not alone. They don't want to go in there just quite yet. But an Invis Sand King, I think they're looking for a way for him to do his epicenter blink in, start this fight, and then we can follow up with a Spirit Breaker. I know I see Sand Kings struggle with initiation. They're just a little bit soft. I know they really prefer to be the counter initiators. And Spirit Breaker here, running past the Phoenix with the Shadow Blade, finding the Legion Commander, saying, maybe not. Meanwhile, Monkey King's just down here getting kills. Oh, he picked up the Phoenix that Spirit Breaker said no to. I think the Spirit Breaker is looking for the Medusa, saying, I don't want these minor targets. Give me Medusa. But now they see Medusa on the map. Uses Stone Gaze to escape from the Anti-Mage. Anti-Mage here strong enough that he can probably 1v1 this Medusa, especially with the Manta Illusions just draining all of this mana. And Medusa is still at this state of the game where less than 500 health has to count on the mana shield for any protection. Seems like Slugcats are just taking a little bit of a breather. Who are we charging on? Nope. Just kind of charging to go back together. Smoke in hand. I think this was a TP home. Charge back out. Double damage on the Spirit Breaker. Are we going to see a smoke charge? I think they want Monkey King with them. Slugcats look like they are collapsing on this Anti-Mage. Can we? No blink. Can't quite catch this Anti-Mage yet, but it looks like that's where they were going. Almost collapsing on this Anti-Mage. Escaping with his blinking life. Meanwhile, he'll just keep on Battle Fury hitting these Ancients and not care. Monkey King also farming at this point. I feel like, farming up the BKB. Yeah, that's important. You hate to be silenced in that Ricky smoke cloud, smoke screen. What else? You hate to be rooted down, can't jump away. Well, you can't jump away anyway if you're being damaged. I'm not sure the BKB adds a ton of value. I mean, no one is seriously locking down these heroes except for Legion, and BKB isn't going to help you there. It's good not to be silenced, but Monkey King can still do a lot of what he does when he's silenced. He can still hit. He can still do Deso damage. He can still get Jingu stacks. Jingu? Jingu. He can still get Jingu stacks when he's silenced. And honestly, if Ricky smoke screens him and sits in the cloud right there, I think Monkey King's just going to say, oh, I'm silenced. You're also hit with the Deso. You're also Jingo lifestealed, and you are also now dead. I don't think you need the Boundless Strike to kill yourself a Ricky there, Monkey King. But BKB does give you that warm and fuzzy. He does have it now, and it looks like we're bunching up for a 5-man smoke. Almost 5-man. Monkey didn't quite make it there, and we have Spirit Breaker on the other side of the map, charging in. Who is his charge target? This Underlord, who's going to be dead before he gets there. Charging now. The Medusa into the Stone Gaze. Nice job turning around before the Stone Gaze hits you. We have the Snake on Roxy. Maybe. No, maybe not. That must have been Medusa's Snake coming home, because it is the Firestorm on Roxy. So many good spells to steal here from the Roxy. Most of these from Ricky. The Smoke Scream from Ricky would be an excellent one. Hitting the silence. Any of these Underlord spells are great. Most of these Legion Commander spells, I think, are great. Duel on Rubik, absolutely hilarious, though probably not the best thing to do in a League game. Most of these Phoenix spells, maybe all of these Phoenix spells, also very good to steal. So, lots of good things for Rubik to take here. And, of course, the Medusa Snake, or Stone Gaze, as we mentioned. We have Dire setting up here to take the Radiant Tormentor. You're at 25 minutes. Going either to Rubik or Spirit Breaker on the Spirit Breaker. So what do we have here? Spirit Breaker has this new ability, Planar Pocket, which I think I kind of figured out what happened last time, what it did last time. So Bulldoze does Status Resist, while Planar Pocket does Magic Resist. So he can be status resisted from the spells, and he can not be damaged from the spells. Not a game changer, but definitely useful to have against high magic damage heroes. You can sit in the Firestorm a little bit better. Well, 75% better, apparently. Phoenix isn't going to bother you so much. Unless, of course, his egg cracks. Egg explodes. I just must cancel his charge on the Underlord. Slugcats just kind of closing off the map here with this Monkey King bar. I believe we're looking at a mostly farmed Animage here. Certainly more online than the Medusa right now. This Medusa, who is caught almost alone. Well, I guess there were 4 Radiant Heroes here. And now there are 4 dead Radiant Heroes here. If we see the link from that GoFundMe on buying Ricky a new computer, please take a minute to consider if you would. We'll have less disconnects. While we're at it, why don't we start a GoFundMe for getting a mouse for Roxy if he hasn't already. We haven't seen any mouse problems from Roxy. The Rubik is hitting the spells just fine, so maybe we did that over the last week when Roxy was subbed out, waiting for the new mouse to be shipped in, apparently. Yeah, so at this point, with the nearly 20k lead on Slugcats and an almost team-wiped hero, we will certainly see this mid-tier 2 go down. Maybe 50 seconds dead on Medusa, 30 seconds dead on Legion, 30 seconds dead on Ricky. We may not have enough time to go high ground here, but it's certainly set up for a Roche fight after this. They're pinging it. They're pinging they want the high ground. Let's take the tier 2 and see where we are, boys. As for inventory, anything out of the ordinary, anything special? We see the Diffusal on Ricky. We have Power Treads on the support Ricky. That's interesting. Yeah, and this Underlord going the Healy boots. Jeez. Healing boots, what are you called? Greaves. Going the Guardian Greaves. Although this Underlord not doing very good in the net worth department and suffering because of it. This safe lane Underlord, I think they were really counting on this Medusa to carry and kind of having 2 offlaners, one offlaner in the safe lane and another offlaner in the legitimate offlane, both at support level net worth. It's Medusa with a high net worth, but all alone, Medusa just can't do a lot. Locked down from all of this Spirit Breaker, Sand King, Monkey Stick, lots of ways. Rubik with, well, stolen damage. lots of ways to lock down this Medusa, even after Stone Gaze is done. So they were able to really capitalize all of this advantage on this last fight and take out these guys in this fight here. Is there a path for the Mittenses to come back out of here? Well, it's never too late for a Medusa to come online in a late game and just be an unstoppable, unkillable force. Medusa cannot do that while she's dead, but if we have a overzealous push from the Slugcats here, trying to push up on top of this high ground, maybe into an egg from the Phoenix, into a smoke screen from the Ricky, and all of the damage thrown down by the Firestorm, then maybe they are low health by the time Medusa comes back alive. She'll come out with her Stone Gaze and her Manta Illusions and her Butterfly damage. And this is this a that's queued up? What is the Scotty recipe? Don't play enough Medusa to know the recipe right off the top of my head. Orb. Yep. So on this Medusa, we see orb, Scotty coming. Speaking of people who are coming, here is Ricky, ready to go on his other computer. All right. Dire pinging back out the high ground, stating their team intentions. We are going to push this, or we are going to throw trying. But for a team that's pushing high ground, we only see 2 people here. Unless, well, I guess if you can take advantage, why not push 2 high grounds at the same time? As much as they were pinging out, it looks like they have realized it's hard to push into a Firestorm. It's hard when Phoenix is back alive, and they're taking it safe. Not a bad idea, just kind of touching this, tickling this. They didn't bait out any buybacks, but they're just keeping these lanes pushed in, keeping the pressure on, and keeping these Mittenses pinned into their base while they set up for a Roche fight, potentially. Is that what these guys are doing here? You can put your Steam notifications on Do Not Disturb, but they'll still show up on screen. Apparently, Fred's friend is playing Phoenix. That would be Joey. Yeah, absolutely setting up on this fight here for Roche. I think they're going to take Roche, but maybe not. Maybe Ricky can get in here. Is there a lot they can do if they get out on this team? Yeah, you can duel one individual. I don't think you want to do it, though. The best you could do is set up for an egg. So we've got... Yeah, we're spotted. We're chart. They know this. We've got a dueled Rubik. He goes down. They still take Roche in the background on... They can't quite find the egg. Aegis goes to the Animage. Everyone is real low here on Dire, but they're pushing their Aegis advantage. Besides that dual death on the Rubik, we really came out a lot better on the part of Dire. Losing both Ricky and the Legion. Which fight go better? Good job on the part of Slugcats, not blindly staying in the pit saying, just hit it, just hit it, just hit it. But spreading out just a little bit, not knowing if they were going to get a stone gaze into an egg and get team wiped there in the pit. Mittens wasn't quite set up to run the fight that way with Medusa on the other side of the map. But still, good to be prepared. Slugcats. Slugcats pulling back just a little bit, maybe waiting for an opportunity to re-engage. Not a bad idea to kind of sit on this high ground and wait. Oh, animate here, renewing this Firestorm. This is the one that Roxy wants. Does Firestorm hit buildings? I do not know if Firestorm hits buildings. They have initiated here on the Medusa. Who won that duel? I don't think Legion won that duel. Do we have dual damage on the Sand King? Dual damage on the Sand King. And Spirit Breaker wanted to go into the portal. Not quite. A nice engagement there. Oh, they found him. They found this Ricky. He's dusted and charged and dead. And with a team wipe here, we'll certainly get at least one high ground, most likely two, with this Animage just always constantly pushing. Or maybe we'll just go straight for Throne. We have 30 seconds. No, go in the safe route. We do have the fort go down. No buybacks, though we are 3 heroes alive and 20 seconds left. You know what, you could hit that egg, but you just might get dueled. Yeah. I would have tried to hit that egg too, and I would have been dueled too. But apparently, the Slugcats just pulling it back, playing it safe, not wanting to throw this game to a Medusa who could potentially take the lead back at any moment. She's got her Scotty now, along with the Butterfly. What's next? Does a Medusa go Satanic? I don't know. Looks like we're just kind of pulling back. I was safe, fix the waves, but all their waves are all pushed. Spirit Breaker here, able to push all lanes at once. My favorite thing to do about Spirit Breaker. Go right from the top lane to the bottom lane. I don't know if he's knows that he's going to be pushing right into the kill squad here from Mittenses. He feels like he's okay with his Shadow Blade and his Speedy Cow boots. These Mittenses just trying to break out of base, get a little bit of farm on this Medusa. They're all out of base right now. And do they spot that? I don't know if they spot that on the lane. Medusa porting back. Try and push the back. Aegis expires. Expiring Aegis and the Medusa showing up enough to chase these guys out. I think you could charge this. I think you could charge this and push him out. He's all alone now. You should see that they've all TP'd back. And I don't think Underlord could stand against this level 20 Spirit Breaker here. Oh, his ult was down. I guess I understand that. Even if he charged him down, he may not have been able to chase him without his ultimate available. Ultimate is ready. You need to push this lane. You need to finish pushing this lane and come join your team. We do not have Aegis, though, which makes pushing very, very risky. They do see Medusa coming out of the base and they ping it. But between all of the Underlord spells, all of the Underlord circles, and the Medusa Stone Gaze, and the threat of being dueled, it is really scary to go blindly into that high ground. Spirit Breaker, charging in? I thought... Charging in on the Riki, I thought they'd caught Medusa at a base there alone. No. Monkey King with the Satanic now. Anything else interesting? We do have Basher. King Bar. We are silenced. Animage silenced here. And a nice Boundless Strike to help him get out. Egg down. And reinitiate on this Legion who came out. This Medusa, out of base alone, blows her Stone Gaze, and now Phoenix trying to come in and save their Medusa, but not going to happen. Your egg is done, and yeah, you know what's hard? It's hard to kill a Medusa while she's turtled up into her base, but if you tease her out, that is when the kills happen. 4 buybacks on the Mittenses. And even with all those buybacks, they're able to catch this Medusa on the tip here. No Stone Gaze, no mana, no health. And I believe here we have GG. GG exclamation point. He played Slugcats. Nicely done, Mittenses, with the hand you were dealt in that game. It was really hard to gain that momentum back. They were able to make... Slugcats was able to make so much out of their early game lead. The Monkey King getting those kills, walking around with the Spirit Breaker and the Sand King, and just getting those kills, hitting over and over again. And though Medusa was doing an okay job farming, they were able to catch her out once or twice early, getting those early kills on them, and just keeping a fat Medusa out of the picture for this game. So we will go 1-0 so far in this best of 2 series to the Slugcats. I didn't mention at the outset, but both of these teams were top of the league in their scores, both 5-1. Now the Slugcats at 6-1 and the Mittenses at 5-2. We'll see in Game 2 if the Mittenses are able to tie it up, or if the Slugcats can increase their lead further to potentially take not just tied for first, but first for first. Let me transition my screen back, and I will take a little breather while I'm waiting for the next match to begin.
Is my timing perfect or what?
Such perfect timing. I am rejoined here by Sook as we are going into game 2. We are waiting. It looks like everyone is G. I see
Okay,
one
so
G, G, G. Here we go. Were you watching the outcome of that game?
I did not watch the game, so I don't want you to spoil it for me.
Okay.
Here's my question. I thought about it, and my prediction is, if Slugcats dominates lanes, they win. But if lanes go even, then Mittens won.
Interesting
How'd it go?
comment.
Say what?
Comment. You don't. Do you want me to tell you?
Oh yeah. Tell me now.
The lanes were dominated by Slugcats.
Okay, and then they won.
One. Well, let's see. AM was doing very well. So AM was against that Animage, and they were about even, but Animage was definitely getting the advantage. Nothing really terrible happened. They were able to push that Underlord lane around pretty bad, especially once Monkey King started rotating about 10 minutes with Diffusal. And
Oof, yeah.
the Monkey King running around, getting kills, and Medusa was doing fine. Pushed out of lane a little bit, but then split shotting 2 camps at once, doing just fine, catching up. But they did get 1 or 2 early kills on that Medusa, and she was top net worth, I guess number 2 net worth for a long time in the game, but everyone else was at support level net worth.
Yeah. Because for that one, for Mittens to win, they just had to win lanes, I think, because everyone on the side of Slugcats was dependent on a good lane to be useful, is what I felt like. So when I did my, little thoughtsies afterwards. But we can talk about this game now.
We have the same bands out of the gate for Mittenses, Oracle and these. Interesting. Slugcats have pivoted to ban the Medusa. So I don't think. I mean, Medusa was a force to be reckoned with, but she was all alone. And every time they caught her at a base, late game, she just went right down. And between their Spirit Breaker and they have the Monkey King. Oh, Sand King. Between Spirit Breaker and Sand King, they could just catch her all the time, all day long.
And then the monkey was there to bring the beat down with the diffusal.
Yeah.
I mean that's a pretty good respect ban then. Like, hey, we beat your Medusa, but maybe it was that early bloodbath before the horn that they're like, you know what? No level 1 Medusas.
So we have Mittenses on first pick this game, and the Slugcats have gone Spirit Breaker Underlord in their round 1 combo.
Okay.
With Mittenses not picking up Underlord first round this time, but instead a Dazzle followed by an Alk.
An Alk, ooh, they want some early game pressure there.
Now, certainly with first pick, picking your carry in this first round is so much safer than where they picked Medusa last time.
Yes, because they had that anti-mage to counterpick it, and they even brought the monkey in later as a more secure on it, right? Because the monkey was able to pressure the Medusa early game, like get diffusal and then just go pressure everyone on the map while anti-mage farms up, and then anti-mage late game can just handle the Medusa on his own. So, yeah, it seems like if you're going to pick a core, like other than a pause 3, if you're going to pick your 1 or your 2 in the first phase, it's got to be on that 8, unless you've already protected it in the initial bans, but you can never protect it in the initial bans. Like, that's nearly impossible.
Yeah, and then you're telegraphing a little bit too, so between the telegraph and the scouting, they should be able to see what you're doing.
Did Axe get banned out in this next phase?
No Axe bans so far. We see AA and Slark banned. Wind Ranger banned again.
Imagine they didn't ban it because we have the Underlord, but I mean, I've seen mid axes to good extent. Like, I don't think that's necessarily in our hero pool here for this team, but
Interesting.
Dazzle's day is so ruined by an axe.
Yeah, yeah. Axe says, "Save this, Dunk."
Yeah. I'm too tall for your because like it's like because Dazzle's save has like that big ring circle effect, right? And Axe just jumps up and dunks it through the circle.
It seems like an axe could be in Devil's playstyle too. The same way that
Yeah,
monkey ran around, uh, dealing damage, doing a little bit of crowd control, um, doing
yeah.
catch. The all the things that Monkey King was doing, I could see Devil doing with an axe.
I don't know what the build order is for a mid axe, but um, I think it's a little off the side lane, but it's you get your blink dagger a little earlier, and it might be at the extent of some of your survival. But I mean, it can be super scary. You're level 3 or 4, and an axe blinks in, taunts you, and dunks you, and you're like, oh, okay, cool. Not that he's
Uh,
gonna blink. That's pretty
yeah,
early.
it'd have to be the right lane matchup for sure, but you're right, could be real scary.
So for Slugcats, we have the tried and true Underlord Spiritbreaker. Are we the next set of picks yet?
We are seconds away from seeing Slugcat's next pick. Seconds away plus reserve time.
Okay, they went into reserve. Next you're gonna need some sort of nuker or someone to follow up the Spiritbreaker damage. Underlord can't really follow up the Spiritbreaker unless he's charging his own lane. Underlord can TP the same place Underlord is charging, but Underlord is very hard to like. The speed difference between those two heroes is very prominent. Like that's like the slowest hero and the fastest hero.
Someone like a Lich, maybe?
Ooh, maybe.
There's my
Kinda
boy.
sticky.
Lich is my spam friend right now. And
Is that what they picked?
yeah.
Or that's just what you want them to pick?
No,
Nice.
that's what they've picked up for Roxy. I saw Lich had a minor movement speed nerf in this patch that dropped today.
Okay. I mean, that's definitely a little nice protection for the team fights, but you're kind of squishy. And we had a Dazzle, and what was the other hero for Mitten so far?
Alk. Yeah,
Oh,
Alk does pretty well against these nuking magic heroes when he's able to cast his ult. Let's see, what are all the things the ult does for Alk? It seems like it's changed.
Speed, attack speed, health. Regen.
Okay, is it health regen?
Health regen, healing.
Yeah. So it's hard to get him down. He doesn't have the status resist. It's not like the Ursa ult, but the health regen makes it hard to get him. He turns around, acid sprays you, and then stuns you.
Yep, and then it goes wail, wail, wail. The big problem is if you can stay away from the Alchemist and harass him, or if you can nuke him down, which is why Alchemists these days buy a Blink Dagger most of the time. And they start charging up their stun, and then they blink on you, throw the stun, because the longer they charge it, the stronger it is.
That's right.
Like it's that push your luck, risk, reward sort of thing. So,
as the ogres yell, like, "You better throw it!"
I guess I'm missing a lot of the game by not hearing the little voice lines from the characters.
Phoenix picked up again for Mr. Joey Muffins, I presume. Followed up by an
Oh,
Ursa
yeah.
pick.
That was banned last game, right?
Was Ursa banned?
No, Nyx.
Oh, I said Phoenix.
Oh, Phoenix. I
Yeah.
heard just the Nyx. Nyx and Ursa?
Yes, Nyx was banned.
Phoenix and Ursa. So we got Alkin and Ursa. Those are kind of like in the same role.
They're
Those fit like the same.
both good carries. Both can fight.
Both come on early-ish, but don't scale into the latest game very well.
Both have ultimates that make them tricky to nail down.
Yeah, and they're both melees that just are going to try to that their biggest problem is gap, is distance. So I mean, if I would love to see a Wind Ranger with a shard or a bunch of Force Staffs
Oh
on the
yeah,
side of Slugcat. Um,
Dazzle with the
because
shard can help a little bit.
yeah, but I mean, the problem is going to be in this game for Mittens to close the gap and stay on their targets, stay on target, and for Mittens to just be like, run away, they're ulting. Okay, now we can kill them, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like, just keep the hands distance, arm's length.
So I think recognizing the lack of gap closing, Slugcats have picked up Sniper, and we've mentioned before. I really like the way Devil plays the Sniper, where he's not planning to late game hyper carry. He is in there fighting with the team, always not far behind. Sometimes closer to the front than would make me comfortable, but still.
Right, and that line right there, what you just said, that I think can get punished because Ursas and Alchemists they only need a couple seconds in melee to kill you. So, um, as long as there's a good vision game and Sniper doesn't put his toes too far out into the deep end, yeah, I think it should be a fairly safe Sniper game. Just because, like we said, that the gap closing is not there yet.
I do see when snipers get their shadow blade as their survival item. I feel like that's a little bit counter, and Ursa and Alk can kill a sniper so fast. I don't even know if a shadow blade would do it.
I mean, to be fair, no joke, I would consider an Aeon disc on Sniper in this one. It's the craziest thing ever, but I mean, I wouldn't do it. But like, you want something to be like, "Oops, I got caught," because your Hurricane Pike isn't gonna cut it against the Alchemist. It might cut it for the Ursa.
Get better than the Shadow Blade, I think.
I mean, Shadow Blade, all they have to do is carry dust or have a sentry. So, I mean, I know it works in some games, but it is very unreliable if the enemy knows what they're doing, yeah?
Timber
But
as the last hero. Timber has some catch. He can, do his chain. Does his chain catch trees, not heroes? That's right.
It catches trees, not heroes. I don't even know if it slows heroes. Like he's no catch, and that's on Mittens that has that.
Yeah, that's the fifth pick for Mittens. We're waiting for the last pick.
So we got a Dazzle, a Beefcake, Phoenix, a Beefcake, a Beefcake. What's Dazzle supposed to be saving here? The Phoenix?
That is a good question.
Because Dazzle doesn't really have a job. His healing.
Can you shallow grave the egg? No, surely you cannot.
No, that would be so cool if you could. I feel like Dazzle is just going to have a low impact game because none of his heroes need him, and so many of them are running because he's going to be hard. There's no one for him to play with because Timbersaw is going to chain away all the time and doesn't.
I feel like
how does that Dazzle?
He can save the Alk and the Ursa if they're trying to run away, but if they're in the running away position, then it's not going to be a good save.
Yeah, it's not an impactful save. Because Dazzle's going to struggle to keep up with them when they're pushing in, and both of them have their own little ults that kind of save themselves. Like maybe the Alchemist is the one that's going to benefit the most, but as an Ursa, I'm not going to rely on your Shallow Grave to save me in any way because I've already either left or died.
His status is what his ult is what he relies on for his save.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm not willing to fight without my ult, even if you have Shallow Grave. Whereas if I'm something like a Luna or a Drow, your Shallow Grave is great because I don't have my own and I can't rely on my own, so I will just hang out next to you and you can save my life. So I think there's a little anti-synergy there, and I'd be very interested to know how that progressed and how Dazzle feels about this game 20 minutes into it.
Well, we've got a last pick Bloodseeker to round out the Slugcats, and I think combined with Sniper, they will do just fine in the carry department. But man, you were missing out on this Spacesuit Alchemist. It is fabulous.
Oh yeah?
It's like right up there with Spacesuit Sniper.
I was gonna say Spacesuit Sniper is pretty darn good.
because it's like
I
a
don't
double
think they can.
spacesuit.
Oh, because it's for the ogre dude and the actual alchemist on top. Yeah.
Oh, no way. No way.
What's up?
Roxy clicked the wrong hero. And
Oh,
they're
you're
asked.
kidding me, right?
Roxy accidentally clicked Underlord. Now they've
Oh,
paused
so
it and
they're
they're
asking
asking
for
for a remake.
because he clicked the wrong hero. Is there no way to swap in the first couple of seconds? No.
Eh,
I've never run into that. I don't even know what the league rules are for this. Because we all know that Roxy's not playing Underlord. Like, you should have asked for that before you got into it. Did they pause pre-game or they got into the game and then paused?
They paused right when the game loaded up.
Roxy,
Oh, we'll blame the
why'd you
mouse.
gotta
I
click on that wrong guy?
Mittenses
Are they doing a
says
remake?
that's part of the game, but let's remake
Really?
this.
they they want to pull a technical, but they don't want to be known as the team that pulled the technical.
Yeah, so I think we're I'm gonna be the last one to disconnect out of here. Okay, it's safe. Good tip of the hat from the Mittenses there.
And how are they going to remake it? They're just going to click through it really fast, I guess.
I suppose.
I mean, you can just do all pick and everyone just picks their role.
Yeah,
But then that would look weird on the league ticket. I don't know how that works with league ticket. I've never been a captain. You've been a captain. How do the tickets look like?
I I mean the pick is valuable information. I should think they would want to just pick through really fast. That way, they don't lose the information
Right.
about
So that other
pick orders
teams,
and
when they look
things.
at it, yeah.
Right
But
for
who's
scouting.
going to remember all the bands? Right? They didn't take screenshots or anything. I mean, but when you're doing your own drafting, you can remember. And they have
I,
5 bodies per team to remember.
I mean they might get one or two wrong, but I would imagine they would get the same bands.
I don't know what the Bloodseeker is doing. Um,
I mean,
like really helping the cats with that. I guess you could rupture the timber saw.
yeah, rupture the timber saw. I don't. Other than the rupture, I don't think it's that great.
I mean, I know late game Bloodseeker is actually very scary. He's got some weird like shard or ag combination that with some good spells can do things. Um, no, I don't think the hunt or the track or whatever is going to be up very often because
All the
for someone to be
beefcakes.
at that level, yeah. Maybe if Alk is farming too greedily and not popping his ult on camps, then maybe you'll be like, oh, Alk's in this area and he's kind of low, and they might do a run at him or something.
Oh, you know what? It's a good thing that they remade this game because I have my video still set to the goofy mitten splash screen.
Oh, I blame me. I distracted you during that critical moment.
All right, we
What
are.
do you think everyone got to experience the draft the way that I was experiencing
You have to count on Megamat to feed you every tidbit.
it? I don't know. I think it was fun. I'll have to replay it to see how silly it sounded. How are they going? Is anyone saying any mean words to each other? We're all getting along with each other?
There was some comment of, "Yeah, you should have totally played that hero." Roxy saying, "Support Underlord, here we go," sort of thing. It looks like
Okay.
they did an all pick because it's just lightning fast picking all the heroes.
Yeah, that's how I would have done it. Because we all have lives, and we can't dote all night as much as we'd like to. I'll probably like unless you want me to hang out and just listen to your jokes. I mean, I'm free, but I can't see anything, so
You get
you
your
let me know.
rest, and I
But,
will touch base with you maybe after the game, at least at a later point.
yep. Good luck, everyone.
All
Bye.
right.
Roxy.
I know, right? Everyone is picked up. Oh, you know what? Now, you, the viewer, get the opportunity to see Spacesuit Alchemist. Shortly. Is running by, chased by Roche. Okay, I think we only lost 5 minutes there. Super gentlemanly move there by the Mittenses, offering Roxy to remake and pick the proper hero. Early smoke right out of base for the Slugcats. Running, Bloodseeker running down. Oh, who's got the ward? Sniper waddling down as fast as his little waddly body can go to place this ward right on the enemy midline. Because that's what those out of fountain smokes are for. Who has the blood grenades? One on Space Cow, one on Lich. Blood grenades on the other side. Oh, 3 blood grenades. One on Vitruvius here, too. With a single blood grenade on Phoenix here. We're already see that we're not going to get a 5v5. As exciting as that was last time. Bloodseeker sitting up here ready to block camps. This Underlord caught poison touched and tickled. Blood grenade on him, and that's enough. That's enough to take down this Vitruvius. Blood grenade thrown by the Phoenix. All the fire spirits. I believe it was a blade on Twisted Web. Oh no, it was Huey Lewis who took down the last hit with that poison touch. So nasty to get that stuck on you. Oh, meanwhile, oh no, this Space Cow caught from behind. And I've gone out. Yeah, he thought he could catch this Dazzle, but unfortunately, that just didn't work. All chat's coming down, inferring that those were free kills for being so gentlemanly about the game remake. This Phoenix, I don't know if he was juking as though he were going to block that camp. Psyching out Roxy here. Roxy saying, "Where's the ward? Where's the ward?" Now Phoenix saying, "Well, ha ha. Now I will replace the ward." At the cost of most of his health. But no, he still didn't place his ward. Alright, let's get some creep score up. This sniper mid with very little health must be sitting... oh, there's the acid spray. But he wasn't acid spray level 1. I suppose he got a stun on him. I guess both of these mid heroes are at low health here. Now, there's the acid spray, which can just make it easier for the sniper to deny your heroes. But they are fairly... Oh, no, they're not fairly even at all. Yeah, this sniper going very high against. Space Cow coming up on the mid. If you can catch him not under the tower, then that would be a very good play. Unfortunately, at that moment, he was ready. If he can steal Alk's water rune here, that would certainly be worth it. Is he hanging around? He's not hanging around for his charge to come back online. Meanwhile, this poison touch just whittling down Vitruvius here. Yeah, Timber is good against right clickers. Bloodseeker is a right clicker. So we're going to get those stacks every time he whittles him away. However, he does also have the silence and he does have the rupture. So once rupture is up, that will be a great way to deal with the Timbersaw here. Diving past the tower with all of the Lich spells to try and get him in the blood right. It's just not enough. You're taking damage under tower here, especially you, Roxy. You don't want to be there, Roxy, hitting damage under tower. Meanwhile, Phoenix going and stealing the rune. Base Cow pinging up the water rune saying it is still here. Oh, Alk died! Nice job, Space Cow, finding that Alk out of position. Well, even not very out of position, probably. I didn't see where it happened, but I imagine it was just on the edge of the tower shots or even a little bit within. That's enough. If you're hanging out with low health against this sniper, danger, Will Robinson, spacesuit Alk, coming across the river to harass this sniper. Yeah, you've got the spells, but I don't know if those last hits were worth the health that you lost. Space Cow saying, I am ready to charge you again. Just you wait. And they have this ward here ready to see him every time he does it. Space Cow missing means Poison Touch on Vitruvius, followed by a couple of swipes from Fuzzy Bear here. And Underlord is dead. Bloodseeker doing great, but on par with the Ursa. Meanwhile, Timbersaw doing better than the Underlord, and Sniper... Well, actually, stop all chatting. A public censure on the part of Vitruvius. Yeah, that one might have been a little borderline there. Sniper running away with low health. Gonna waddle back to base to heal back up. Certainly a lot more map movements early in this game from Spirit Breaker. A warning there. Spirit Breaker back to recharge. Oh, if this lands just at the right moment. Oh, almost got the Ursa, but instead they're going to turn and hit this very speedy Huey Lewis Dazzle. Yeah, he's got boots. He is fast. Oh, that was so close. If this Ursa would have been just a little bit greedier, he'd have been caught by the Spirit Breaker charging in. He would have been Underlord rooted, and that would have been him. Very nice job knowing to turn around, whether that was on purpose or just by instinct. But this level 5 1/4 Bloodseeker, yeah, he's to the point where he can get a silence on you, and then with a little help from these spells on Lich, he does have a point in Stink Eye now at level 4. He can really just turn and hit you. Yeah, this Dazzle, and face planting to a neutral creep. Oh, that was a Wisdom Rune scuffle. Huey Lewis stealing the Wisdom Rune, followed by Roxy stealing the other Wisdom Rune. I didn't even notice that was going on. Bad on me. But Dazzle winning that Wisdom Room engagement. Yeah, that Poison Touch, if he gets a couple of points on it, it slows, it damages, and it just continues to damage. Physical damage as well. So we had a question about how effective this Dazzle thought he would be come 10 minutes into the game. Well, we know he doesn't need to be casting his grave to be effective. He has really helped this bottom lane secure. Wow! Good fight mid. This Alchemist taking down the Sniper as he dies himself. The Sniper almost getting away with it, but then dying in the acid spray. We did see the first rupture down to take down that Phoenix. You can't do your Icarus dive when you are ruptured. Yeah, this just kind of keeps happening where this Underlord alone, he cannot stand against the Poison Touch and these Fury Swipes. Underlord, I'm sure, has to be getting a little bit frustrated at this point. How does that put our net worth with those couple of kills on Ursa? 4 kills, to be exact, putting him squarely in the lead. Not too far behind, or not too far in front of this Bloodseeker, though, who has Rupture up again. Are we going to make a move here? Who is your Rupture target? Phoenix again! And between the Rupture and the Silence, easy money. Like stealing candy from a fiery, eggy baby. Yeah, the best this Underlord can do at this point is Firestorm the wave, get 1 or 2 last hits, and Ursa denies the rest. He's going to have to do some pushing and some camp hitting. Roxy, get in there. I thought I saw a charge on Ursa here, but we must have canceled. Yeah, if Slugcats could close down on this Ursa, he could very quickly run away with this. He is level 8 to level 5 Underlord here. Poison Touch. And a couple of Fury Swipes, and again, he goes down under tower. We don't have level 6 Lich. Oh, here! Oh, 1 point of XP, and we could see a Lich ult. Sniper joins the fight, taking Ursa down as both Vitruvius and Space Cow die. There's that level 6 Lich, almost level 7, just in that one Ursa assist. Or was that an Ursa? Yeah, Ursa assist, assisting the Sniper. Sniper has Mask of Madness. So powerful, that Mask of Madness, to just hit your take aim. A little bit of a whiff of an ult there. Enough to slow down Phoenix. I don't know if you want to keep engaging there, guys. You may want to move back across the river. But I guess knowing that Bloodseeker can run up the ramp here, and knowing that we have Spirit Breaker, the ult is popped for Alchemist, not enough. Yeah, we knew that was risky, boys, but you know, we are going to run out just fine. An extra kill. Phoenix going down, but at the cost of a Sniper and a Space Cow. And oh, maybe it was alright. That wasn't the kill they needed. Ursa, another all chat. They would have really, you know, the kill on Alk was good. Another kill on Ursa would have been great, but they'll take the kills on Phoenix and Timber, I'm sure. A charge in on this Alk again. Alk doing... He's mid-pack in there. He is ruptured. He is ulted. And Shallow Grave is going to keep him alive for now. Space Cow escapes. Meanwhile, Bloodseeker dies. Here on the other side of the fight, as Ursa and Timber chase down this sniper, and JJ is going to go down too. Rough engagement there on the side of Slugcats, followed by Praising the Moon of Mene again. Yeah, those sniper and Bloodseeker deaths are going to cost them the top of the net worth for sure. Oof. Does he have blink? Yeah, Ursa has blink. He can TP in there and just blink on his target and just go om nom nom to the sniper and om nom nom to the lich. And is he going to take this invis rune to try and catch another kill? Yeah. I don't think he sees anyone. He's just waiting to see who comes in here. And that's enough. He's with the blink dagger. There's just no getting out. They're pinging out and saying, "Hey, we have a bear on the wrong side of the map. We have rupture." Oh, jeez. Can he turn? Yeah, there's enough. Pretty ballsy move. Going in there into the jungle looking for another kill. I suppose he ran in the direction he did to try and find a safe spot to TP out. So good reaction on the part of Slugcats, finding that deep Ursa and not letting him get away with that cheeky kill. We have a 5-man grouping here. Slugcats looking to make something happen, pushing on this tower. Who's responding? We have Dazzle coming down to respond, and Phoenix support the Phoenix that's already here. Ursa is dead for another 2 seconds. Will he be coming back in and blinking at? Yep, here we go. We may want to see a Timber in here to help as well. Grave down on Dazzle, saving himself 4 moments before he goes down. This bear TPing in. Blink available. Blinking on, trying to get this sniper. He gets the Underlord instead. Sniper TPing out. Just barely. Good recognition, knowing that this was a lost cause. Here comes the bear around you, and once again, taking down that lich. The ult won't be enough. Nice stun from the Alchemist, catching the Bloodseeker. As soon as this blink is online, this Bloodseeker will go down. Oh! Sniper saving. Nice job, Sniper, coming in. Securing those 2 kills on the Ursa and the Alk. Spirit Breaker coming in using his ult as well. Where did Timber die? I didn't see where Timber died in that one. He was top at the beginning of the fight. I don't know where he came in. He was killed by... Timber killed. There. Timber killed by Roxy. I didn't see that happen at all. Phoenix is found. Charged on. Icarus dive away. Still completing the charge. Going in deep. This is what got you guys into trouble before. Be away. Nice job. However, Sniper is found, and he tries to TP away. Nice TP. Vitruvius trying to save him and succeeding. And then going away himself in the Super Portal. Super Portal. Fiend's Gate. Roxy survives! Nice job being able to turn around and cast his stink ult off before Alchemist sends his potion to kill. They'll catch the Underlord there. Man, so much action, back and forth. These teams ready to go in and fight. Yeah, this lineup from Mittens couldn't be more different, depending last game on that Medusa to get farmed and win. Now they've had this Ursa just fighting nonstop. They certainly want to get a little bit of farm on the Alchemist. He gets all this bonus gold from his extra farming, but he doesn't have the Radiance yet. But once he does, he'll be ready to go in and make things happen. He has a dead courier. I wonder if the other half of his Radiance is on that courier. Isn't it just the relic and the recipe? Courier when he's dead. But, and as I learned last game, I can't hit F2 to get my courier because F2 changes my fog. But Fiendgate, offensive Fiendgate going to put him on the other side of the fight. They find Timber and pew him down. Love these offensive Fiend Gates. My very most favoritist kind. Here with a 5-man team up. Both teams kind of 5-manning around. Taking this tier 1 bottom tower. Did they just catch Ursa? They hit him with... Yeah, that's what you got to do, Ursa. You got to turn around and just start hitting when you are ruptured. Fortunately for the Slugcats, they had everyone there for these all chats from the Phoenix. This is some pretty bad taste in my opinion. I mean, they did allow Slugcats to remake the lobby after Roxy misclicked, but geez, I don't know. I don't think these sort of alt chats are enough to overturn a game, but they are the kind to lend a team some penalties. I don't know if it was drafting penalties or what sort of things the AD2L admins could do. Anyway, it's poor taste to have someone going in that. And if I were on the part of the Mittenses, I would rein in their sub. Bloodseeker on the other side of the map pushing while the Tormentor goes down. Offensive Fiendgate to catch this Ursa. Nice job catching this Ursa multiple times after what a good first 10 minutes this Ursa had. They don't get him all the way. In fact, it looks like it's going to... I take it back. They got him all the way. In between, they saved that rupture for the Ursa. That's a great target. So long as you've got other people to back it up, because if he turns around to fight you, he doesn't care if he's ruptured, but you can do things like the Stink Eye, you can do things like the Bashy Bash, and what else? I guess that's all they did from that, because Underlord was on the other side of the tree line here, fighting with the Timber. So if their game plan was to try and catch this Ursa as much as possible to counteract those first 10 minutes, then mission accomplished. Swinging that net worth lead from It was 2 or 3K in the lead of the Mittenses, now to 4K from Slugcats. Those couple of kills and the 1.5. There it again. They catch that Ursa as soon as he comes to the front line. They cast their Rupture. They cast the Spirit Breaker spells, and they hit him. That game plan, just shutting down this Ursa's game. Sniper's going to get this. Oh! One more. There it is. A lot of these Slugcats very low. Oh, perfect time for a refuel pit stop from the Underlord. You've got the team wiped. Refuel, come back, hit this high ground. Ursa is back on the map, so it's risky. Sniper says, I don't care if it's risky. I'm going past the tower. If Ursa had blinked to a different spot, then that would have been a very dead sniper. Fortunately, Ursa did not blink right where the sniper was, and he was able to... Does he have the Force Staff, or was he Force Staffed out by Roxy? He's got the Hurricane Pike. Roxy has the Yules. Ooh, and this Pavis. I did pick up the Pavis in a lobby last week. And you know what I loved about it was the mana regen, especially on... Yeah, you cast all your ults, this Rupture and this Nether Strike on Ursa every time he comes up into your face, and that's how you keep the Mittenses in check this game. Like Suk had predicted, it would be good for a shallow grave on such Ursas, but it's hard to keep up with him when he's going in, and as he's retreating, you really can't cast. When it's kind of too late. Yeah, Spirit Breaker knows that is their plan. Pinging out, Ursa is missing. They know they want to find where Ursa is, and they want to cast this Rupture on him every single time. And he's found, he's rooted. He can... Oh no, he misses his Earth Shock. He tried to Earth Shock over the cliff. He's caught. He's Spirit Breaker ulted. He is ruptured. There's the shallow grave, but yeah, this was in the retreat kind of shallow grave, and they just didn't care. It just doesn't last long enough, and that just means that the Voodoo Daddy is going to go down too. Dazzle being the Voodoo Daddy. So in order for this to stop happening for the Mittenses, what do they need to do? Well, that time it wasn't even Ursa going in alone first. He was just here farming in what appeared to be a fairly safe area. I believe they must have just seen him with this Watcher. Surely Ursa wouldn't have stuck around if he saw the Watcher if the Watcher were taken. So I'm not sure. Maybe they just guessed where he was. This ward is brand new, so that's not how they saw him. Maybe they were just coming through the jungle and knew that was where to look. Ursa sees the sniper on this lane. And I guess at this point, Ursa probably just wants to play catch up. He does have a basher, which can help those folks that try to TP away, but yeah, just pushing around this Ursa, trying to keep him still long enough for Bloodseeker to get over there. Looks like he ruptured someone else. That must have been how the Alchemist died. Okay, here we go. The blink hit on this Bloodseeker. But we have enough spells to at least slow down that Ursa and keep the Bloodseeker alive. Close call there with the rupture down. It seemed that Bloodseeker could have been in fatal trouble, but he got away with it. Dazzle is the only hero dead. Oh, rupture on this Timber right as he begins to chain away. Takes away half his damage. Tries to TP out. Stopped by the Stink Eye, I believe. I don't think that's enough to help you take this high ground. They've really got to take the Ursa. And Rupture is down. Spirit Breaker is not there for to cast his ult. And I don't think you would want to blindly cast the Spirit Breaker ult onto the high ground. That's definitely a follow-up kind of thing. Rupture first, and then Spirit Breaker ult. Because here hitting the high ground, you have a blink in. At least they had Sniper pew-pewing. Those headshots kind of keep them in check, I guess. A Stink Eye from Roxy. Yeah, I don't know if you can play this any better at this point. Buyback from Alk, buyback from Ursa. And Speedy Boy Bloodseeker is going to get out while Sniper takes the kills for a while. Rupture down on the dieback Alchemist. Now we have buybacks on Dazzle and Phoenix, and now we have diebacks on Dazzle. And Phoenix still full health. But we have bottom tower taken successfully, and I think we've got... Oh, there goes the Phoenix. Diebacks on 4 heroes. That's 50 seconds of dead Ursa. That's got to be enough to take... yeah, no kidding. And that's GG. Not officially called yet. Excuse me. Not officially called yet. But this throne's gonna fall for Ursica and Rez. Is there enough that Alk can do? Well, maybe not. They're hitting it. 10 seconds on Ursa. Fort's gonna keep it alive for now. And the Rupture is down on Alchemist as he sits in base, allowing them to hit the throne for another 10 seconds. Ursa TPing to the other side of the base so that he can jump on this Sniper. Clever TP. Fortunately, it's in the middle of all of these dire heroes. CCing him, and GG called out. GG exclamation point. Things were looking rough there in the first 15 minutes for Slugcats. Mittens is taking some early momentum from their first blood and second blood, converting it into really good map movements. Map movements? No, not really map movements from Ursa, capitalizing on the map movements from Spirit Breaker every time he left lane, and using the Poison Touch from Dazzle as a way to get those swipes in from Ursa, killing Vitruvius. How many times did Vitruvius die in those first couple of minutes. At least 3. Perhaps more? Do I get a slider? Uh, 4 deaths at 10 minutes. 5 deaths at 13 minutes. 7 deaths by 20 minutes. Yeah, that bottom lane punished so hard for Vitruvius. I'm sorry, for Spirit Breaker going to the mid lane and killing this Alchemist. Alchemist who had 4 deaths at 15 minutes. That hurt. That put him behind. But it certainly benefited Ursa, who had oh geez, 10 kills at 20 minutes. But he had this Basher, he had this Blink Dagger at 20 minutes, and he was a force to be reckoned with. But look, as the game went on, he never got beyond that Basher and that Blink. He did have his wand. Oh, he had his wand at the beginning too. He just moved it into his inventory. Yeah. So, great start. First 20 minutes to this game, Ursa, and a good pickup for this early game with the Dazzle. But if I had to say something that really turned this game around for the Slugcats, I would have to give MVP to the Rupturer, the Rupturer, hitting that Ursa in the front, recognizing his position so many times, hitting him with the Rupture, then fixing Megamat. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned something. I hope I learned something, and we will catch all y'alls at a later date.